Thursday will mark the start of President Park Geun's fourth year in office, so we are taking a look back at her successes and failures over the past 12 months and also ahead at what might be in store going forward with a special series of reports. Kwon Soa brings us the second installment focusing on diplomatic efforts.
Some 30 overseas trips in 3 years, more than any other South Korean president in history. Efforts to bolster Korea's relations with its foreign partners, building international consensus on reunification of the two Koreas, and cooperation on denuclearizing the North have been key goals on the Park administration's diplomatic front. The terms summit diplomacy, sales diplomacy, and unification diplomacy have been omnipresent during President Park's 3 years in office. This concentration on diplomatic performance reinforced relationships with the U.S., assessed as being at an all-time high, as well as with China, particularly on business matters, with the effectuation of the Seoul-Beijing Free Trade Agreement.
She seems to have a pretty good relationship with Barack Obama. But other than that, I would have to just say that the relationship with China is the biggest one, which is appropriate because China is becoming more and more important to the South Korean economy and South Korean politics in general. China is often pointed to as the country that has the most influence over North Korea.
But in the wake of North Korea's recent nuclear and long-range missile tests, experts have noted the lack of cooperation from China in global efforts led by President Park to punish Pyongyang for its continuous violations of UN resolutions.
I think now she's moving towards some different trajectory of her policies so that the resultant objective of her policy would be more pragmatic rather than something based upon a trust or some higher expectations on other neighboring superpowers. Some recommendations I have is why don't we have South Korea, North Korea, US trilateral dialogue?
While North Korea remains under the international spotlight, follow-up measures to the so-called comfort women issue, including Japan's denying of the existence of records on the military's forced recruitment of wartime sex slaves, and ongoing talks between Seoul and Beijing on a maritime demarcation line, are other challenges that must be addressed during the remainder of President Park Geun's term in office. Kwon Soa, Arirang News.